Good day, everyone. We are back again with this HP laptop. Now, the client brought it, and as you can see, it is displaying lights. To display light, and it will off it on the keyboard light. Now, when the customer brought it, we actually allow it in for diagnosis. Now, in the process of diagnosing it, I notice how it is displaying light. So, first of all, I have to power it up and be sure that it has completely shut down before I can start to um disassemble the system. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to open the cover. Now, the cover is now proving stubborn, like trying to be hard. It's trying to make me look like I don't know how to open the laptop cover. See the way I'm even looking at the laptop cover, like what sort of trash is this? I have to need the service of an extra storage driver to open it. Oh, he wants to turn me to like a novice engineer, but by God's grace, we opened the cover of the laptop. And while we opened the cover of the laptop, the first thing we need to do was to remove the battery so that be dis any form of charge can be disconnected entirely from it. So we have to remove the battery. You can see even the battery is kind of hard. I don't know, this laptop is just hard. It's making everything look so hard. So what I need to do was to remove one of the RAM, because this laptop has two RAM slots and the two RAM slots are loaded. So what I have to do was to disconnect one of the RAM and connect the battery back so we can power it on. So immediately we connect the battery back. So I need you to understand something. Obviously, this method shows this diagnosis method I'm just doing prove to you that anytime you notice that your system is trying to on itself and the keyboard light is showing on and off, all you just need to do is to open it and try to remove one of the RAM if it's two RAM, and if it's just one RAM, you are unlucky. But if it's two RAM, you can remove the first RAM and see and try to power it on if it's still doing the same. Now, as you can see, I've removed the first RAM and it's still doing the same. So I have to remove the second RAM and connect the first RAM together, and you are going to see the end result. So if you are unlucky and it is one RAM, it means you have to look for another RAM. So it means you are going to be changing the RAM automatically. But if it's two RAM, just remove one of the RAM to test it. You can see now, immediately I interswitch the RAM. You can see it's one time it's on automatically, so I don't even have any issue. So as it is now, the bad RAM, I can either service it. When I service it, I service that RAM, and if it's service, when I need servicing it, I can use it to scratch the air of my head, like scratching the tip of the RAM for about 5 seconds. I scratch the tip of the RAM on my hair of my head. If I do it for 5 seconds, I do it the front side, I do it for the back side, it might work. That is a 50-50 chance. Then if that method doesn't work, it means I have to buy a new RAM in any engineering accessories store so I can use it to replace the RAM. So those are some diagnosis process about how you can do when anytime you observe that your system, the keyboard is, if you are fortunate and it has a keyboard light and the keyboard light is trying to power on and off. But if you are not fortunate and your laptop is not the one that comes with a keyboard light, sometimes you observe on your system that when you power it on, if your laptop is a type that has the power button used to power on light, or at any position of any place in the system, it usually display light, and when you on the system, the light is displayed, but it doesn't boot to the system windows. Or you should know that it is actually a work of duty of a malfunctioning of the RAM or a bad RAM. So you have to either change it or service the RAM. So these are part of the diagnosis process I will be teaching you today for you to be a self